Hey, it's Mazzy. Welcome back to the channel. You know who this is, right? This guitar kills fascists. How appropriate is that today? This is a breaking news announcement again. There's every single day, it seems like, more happening. And because this is the time, this is the fall, this is almost the winter of discontent, of new releases and box sets and the announcements coming fast and furious and fast. And this is one I am extremely excited about. Now, this is the next. This is the Bob Dylan Bootleg Series Volume 18. I'll get to it in a second. It was announced now. It's announced today. It comes out on October 31st and in various configurations, and I'll get to it in a minute. But those of you who watch me regularly or even occasionally know I'm a massive Dylan fan. Now, the caveat there is there are a lot of Dylan freaks that know way more than I do about what was released, and this track is 5 seconds less than that track, and we already have that, and we don't have this, and how come Jeff Rosen's not releasing this? I'm not one of those guys. I listen to the music and enjoy it, and some of the stuff I may have various bootleg versions of on digital form, but I don't really listen to that stuff. And I like when they're curated for this box set series. At the end of this, there will be a link to one of my previous videos of the bootleg series. I am all in on the bootleg series. I've purchased every CD box. I've gotten every vinyl box, except this is the one I need, I don't have, and it goes for a lot of money. Bob Dylan Live 64 Volume 6. I do not have this on vinyl. Come on, Sony, let's get this one reissued, repressed on vinyl. So I don't have this one. So if anyone wants to donate to the cause, to the channel, for the good of art and music and Maslowian experiences, you know where to find me. But anyway, this is a release that's coming out. It's called Through the Open Window, 1956 to 1963. It's released October 31st on Columbia Records Legacy Recordings. Of course, Legacy is the catalog reissue division, and they've done some excellent things. But this is an exciting set to me because I'm aware of some of these recordings, not all of them. Again, I don't have all of them, but this is a massive set. Now, let me work backwards. There is a 2 CD and 4 LP highlight version. So obviously in vinyl, you're not going to get all this. That would be too much. You don't need, 8 CDs worth of vinyl, which would have been, what, 14, 15, 16? I don't think so. Not necessary. CD is the perfect format. And out of all the artists, and I mentioned this before, Dylan to me is the greatest of this bootleg series. Yes, Neil Young's put things out. The Beatles have kind of hit and miss. There are other bands too and other artists too. But the thing about Dylan is a lot of his recordings, especially in the later albums, mid to later albums, he tried so many different versions. I'm one that loves that cutting edge box. I have the big, 18 CD version. I adore that box, even though there are, 15, 20 versions of Like Rolling Stone. The progress is interesting. Again, I said this many times, it's like looking at the sketchbooks of a major artist, of the Van Gogh, not the Van Gogh, well, Van Gogh too, but the diaries of sketchbooks of any painter. Pick a painter. You pick your own painter. But musically, these are archival sessions. Now, this one is very early. This is the earliest we've seen, aside from the Whitmart demos, the early stuff. This, again, goes from 1956 to 63. Deluxe 8 CD box set. Chronicles the early years of Dylan in Greenwich Village, including rare and unheard home recordings, studio outtakes, coffee house and nightclub shows, all from brand new tape sources. So in theory, that means all those bootlegs you have that you say we've heard it, they won't be as good as this. Probably not. But again, I'm not an expert there, and we shall see. Probably more excited about this set than almost any other set coming out this fall. Because, again, I'm all in on Dylan. And I know enough to get me in trouble. Again, not like you Dylan freaks. Through the Open Window tells the story of Dylan's emergence and maturity as a songwriter and performer from Minnesota to the Greenwich Village, Bohemia in the early 1960s. Arriving amidst a global resurgence in the appreciation for Dylan, the collection includes rare Columbia record outtakes, recordings made at club dates, in tiny informal gathering in friends' apartments, and at jam sessions in the long musicians' hangouts of the time. Many of these recordings are extremely rare. Others have never been presented in any form whatsoever. New Dylan to us. This is the genesis of Bob Dylan, of Robert Zimmerman. The box set unique account of Dylan's early years when he honed his talent and transformed traditional folk songs and lyric sketches in some of the greatest and most enduring songs, including Blow in the Wind, Times They Are Changing. And this is a kicker. This is a cool part. It concludes with a previously unreleased recording in its entirety of Dylan's landmark concert at Carnegie Hall on October 26, 1963, a major breakthrough in the career of Bob Dylan. Now, I think I've heard pieces of that, but never the whole thing through, and I'm sure this is going to be a great collection. There's also a 125-page liner note essay by Sean Willents. The 8-track deluxe CD includes 139 tracks, 48 never-before-released performances, as well as 38 super rare cuts, plus a hardback book. Extensive liner notes by Sean Willents, and over 100 rare photographs. The set list on the press release, this goes 7 pages. By the time you're reading this, you can go and pre-order it. You can go, I'm not going to read everything. Let me just give you just a segment of some of these things. It opens up with Let the Good Times Roll from a music shop in St. Paul, Minnesota in 1956. I Got a New Girl in Hibbing, Minnesota, 1959. San Francisco Bay Blues, you know I'm going to like that. I have so many versions of that song. I just love that song. Jesus Christ, that's obviously the song by Woody Guthrie, I think, September 1960. Home of Bob Dylan in Minneapolis. Just 2, In the Pines. Oh, I love that song. You know, one of my favorite later versions of that is Bill Callahan version, Smog's version. Smog, his moniker Smog version of In the Pines. A song that I probably have a dozen versions of. I just totally love that. Pretty Polly from Carnegie Chapel in 1961. Man of Constant Sorrow, Rehearsal. Alternate Take 61. Cocaine, 1961, of the home of Bonnie Beecher in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The Death of Emmett Hill. Roll on John with an exclamation. Didn't he do Roll on John about John Lennon years later? Interesting. Someone's going to know about that. Fill me in on that because I'm not sure. Midnight Special, some rehearsals, album version of Wichita, Talking New York, of course. There's the Broadside Office, an album version of Train a Travelin'. Baby Please Don't Go, Take 3 outtake, 1962, from the Freewheelin' Sessions. So here's some outtakes from the Freewheelin' Sessions. From the Gaslight, the Cuckoo, from the Gaslight Cafe, of course, the great folk club in New York, October 62. More Freewheelin' outtakes. A bunch of Freewheelin' outtakes. That's exciting. Broadside Ballads, Volume 1 Sessions, Folkways of John Brown, Only a Hobo. Town Hall recordings in April 63. Last Thoughts on Woody Guthrie. House of the Rising Sun, 1963. Disc 6, there's a version of Blown in the Wind from a voter registration rally. Man, we need him more than ever today, don't we? Playboys and Playgirls from the Newport Folk Festival. Blown in the Wind from the Newport Folk Festival in 63. A couple versions of Boots of Spanish Leather, one of my favorite songs. Bob Dylan's New Orleans Rag, a remake. This is a Times They Are Changing outtake. There's retakes from Times They Are Changing on here. There's A Home of Ben Shapiro, The Lonesome Death of Hattie Carroll on here. More outtakes from Times They Are A-Changin'. The Carnegie Hall performance is disc 7 on this. Disc 8, Talking World War II Blues, more Carnegie Hall performances, and that makes up the last 2 discs, it seems like here. Very exciting news. Bob Dylan. Now, again, you can go to the Bob Dylan site or wherever you order and pre-order your music, and you can see the entire track list. I'm just here to spread the good word. This is exciting news. This is an artist, to me, is my all-time favorite solo artist. I think an important voice in American music and in music from the world. And a voice, I wish we had someone quite like that today, of what's going on, the turmoil in the world and in America especially. And we need voices like that to speak up and to speak out, right? Of great folk music, great music by a great artist. And this is, again, this is the incubation period, really, of Bob Dylan. And this is the kind of thing, maybe, you know, the people are just like the hits. It's not for them. But anybody who's into Bob Dylan, a scholar or a fan of the beginnings of a great, great artist, and kind of learning the ways, tripping up a little bit, maybe making a few missteps, but becoming fully formed in the next couple of years fairly quickly. And again, this is Bob Dylan's Bootleg Series, Volume 18. I hope this still continues, this series. Through the Open Window, 1956, 1963, released on Halloween 2025. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the music. This is important music, and this is one that I am truly, personally excited about. Thanks again, and Mazzy loves you.